Hi everyone. So what I have gutted here for you today is a Lockwood V7. So this is a interesting lock. It's got 7 pins, and you can see if you look here on the plug that the pins kind of alternate coming in from the left and right sides. They're all angled down towards the middle, so the keyway on this is pretty standard looking, other than a small piece of warding right here at the top that you can see. It's a little ridge that fits in with the key. The key is right here, so you can see the key at the shoulder and on some of these high cuts here at the tip is split so that it fits in with that little piece of warding. But if you look at the bottom of the plug, actually you can't see because of the warding down here on the bottom, but essentially the pins all end up in this center part regardless of whether they come in from the left or right side. You can see here in the Bible the holes will match. So you do have to do a little bit of lifting when you pick and kind of divert the pick to one side or the other. On those real high lifts, on the low ones, it didn't really make that much of a difference. The security pinning in this is a mixture of standard pins and spools. I don't know if it's random or not. I originally thought it was going to be alternating, but this one ended up standard spool, standard spool, spool, standard spool. The only spool that really interacted a lot was this one at the end. Again, because of the bitting here, it was a pretty high lift. I got a little bit of action out of this one, but these two, I could barely even tell they were spools. I may or may not have ended up presetting them when I was trying to get into a false set to start off with. The standard pins acted a little bit like they were tapered, but for the life of me, I can't see any real tapering on them. They are shinier on the bottom than they are on the top, but I'm not sure if that's actually machining or not. I tried to get a better close-up view. It's hard, but it really does not look like there's tapering on those. Maybe if I had a better magnifier, I could see something, but I'm guessing if I can't see it with my naked eye, it's not really tapered enough to have an impact, but it felt like it was doing something. But that could just be because it's got relatively good tight tolerances. So yeah, this is a blue belt lock in the Lockpickers United belt system. So not too terribly difficult. It did take me just a little bit of time to figure out kind of the weird feedback, because sometimes I would get these weird dull thuds when stuff set. I'm wondering if that was undersetting because I was lifting, to the wrong side, for example. But it didn't take me a terribly long time to figure out. So we'll get over into the next section, and this will be up in the vise, and you will see it be picked and gutted. All right, I've got my Lockwood V7 here. I'm going to give you a look at the key up close, so you can see from that top-down view how those high lifts and the shoulder of the lock have a split in them. Because, again, the pins come in from two different angles, and so the real high lifts are split so that it can lift the pins all the way to the top of the keyway past this little piece of warding that's up there. So kind of an interesting looking key. Let's see if I can get this picked. I'm going to go counterclockwise here. So these pins sometimes give a weird, I guess, kind of tapered feeling. They lift and they get this dull set. It's not a good sharp click. It's kind of a dull click, and it just doesn't feel like they're setting right. But I think that's because you've lifted past either a tapered part or maybe that's part of the spooling. I'm not 100% sure. This does have spools in it, I know from picking it, and I've seen pictures of what the interior pins of this type of lock look like. I've never gutted this specific one though. I'm still looking for that false set here so I can start working through the spools. So I'm just going to jiggle test all the pins and make sure that they are properly set. Oh, there we go. Okay, so I'm in a false set now. Let's see if I can do, I know this last pin right here is a spool. So because this one is a high lift, I do have to kind of angle my pick a little bit. Let's see, did that actually set? I'm gonna go with no. So let's try this again. This last one. I think I got it, but maybe I dropped something else here. There we go. Okay, that's open. You can see the actuator has moved. So there we go. All right, let's get this gutted. I think I have the right size follower here. We'll find out. Does this look like it's the right size? Ooh, it does. Okay. All right, so there's the key pins. You can see how they come in from two different angles. So I'm just going to keep them front to back, I think. Oops. Whoops, whoops. Okay. You're 6. You're 1. 2. So standard key pins, nothing special there. And let's see about the drivers here. So there's a spool on number 2. Let's see if this alternates standards and spools, which it might. I would not be shocked. Oops. Wrong spot. Okay. Yep, that was a spool. Oh, there's another spool. Alright, so it doesn't alternate. Might be random. The last one is for sure a spool, I know that much. Alright, there we go. That's gutted. You can see inside there. Again, the alternating sides. And let's get this zoomed in a little bit. Okay. So these don't necessarily look like tapered drivers, but man, they sure felt that way. But they look like standards, so maybe just really good tolerances there. And then you do have a couple spools in the lock. Let's see if there's anything in the plug itself. This chamber right here, if I can get it to focus, it looks like there is something in there, but I can't tell if it's machined or if it's an artifact from lock use. It feels a little bit like some kind of undercut, but it's not real deep, so I'm wondering if that's not a security feature. And I don't feel anything in any of the other holes, so it would literally just be that one, which would be kind of odd, but okay. I think we're gonna call it right there. So again, that is a Lockwood V7. That is picked and gutted. Let's see again if these have any I don't see any tapering. They're shiny down here, but I think that's just from normal operation. So, okay, thank you for watching.